going. I'm done. I can't stand it. Stop.
Terry, I'm a student here, and I've got some pretty rigorous AP work here. I was in AP Psychology, AP Language and Composition. There was some really tough shit I had to do. I mean, just rigorous essays.
The most important criteria when choosing an assignment is, how does it address the big idea that I want the student to tackle? How is this task that I'm asking the students to do going to help them understand the big idea that we're trying to understand? So, for example, in this unit, we're beginning to look at this Civil War, and the big idea there is what are the underlying causes that led to the Civil War, the outbreak of violence. And so when I assigned you to do an outline of one of those sectional crisis presidents, the question I asked was, how does this presidency start the Civil War? And so that addresses the big idea, that addresses the main idea. So I always try to make sure that the assignment that you're doing is relevant to the larger topic.
Well, here there's a sex scene, and it's pretty hot. I hear it's like in some kind of oasis or something, and like there's an iguana involved. And like you wouldn't believe the kind of stuff that's in this book. Like, I don't know, some iguana, there's a serpent in it too that gets involved in the sex scene, but I won't get into details.
Some would say that the class is rowdy because of me. I take good kids and make them bad.
My name is Claude Erickson, and I go to West Chesterburg. I read this book, and immediately my arms hurt because it's really heavy. I don't know if you see how thick this is. Next thing I did was I looked at how hot the author was. It's not very hot. Immediately, I went limp. She looks a little like Julia Roberts, though, the ugly version of Julia Roberts. So I opened it up, and I got to the first page, and it told me to be quiet. It says silence. This violence is almost repulsive. And then I said, no more. This book is repulsive. I shall go gouge my eyes out with a fork so I don't have to read on. But read on I did. And then I closed it because I was done reading on. And well, this book sucked as much as I suck in speaking. What do you want me to say? Look, this is poor decorative color right here. It's yellow on brown. That's like corn in shit.
I hear you know something about the Jane Eyre book. Can you tell me what it's about?
Not really. I know nothing about it. I actually never even heard of the book.
So do you like it?
Sure.
So when you were reading the book Jane Eyre, what did you think about the wedding?
It was nice. Can't really tell much about it because I really didn't read it because I don't know anything about it.
So when Mr. Rochester showed Jane his penis for the first time, what did you think of the reaction? Do you think she liked it, or I don't know?
Oh, I'm sure she liked it. She liked it a lot.
Right, fair enough.
We're gonna go ahead and this time, before you saw that, I actually read the book. I don't know if you saw that. Maybe we'll put it in, maybe we won't. But we're gonna go ahead through the drive-thru again. I'm gonna order a rodeo burger. Explained what that was earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for the rodeo burger, and then before they actually give it to me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask them what they think of the book. That way, they have to answer my question before I get my product. Because if I don't get my product, I'm not a satisfied customer, I could sue or something like that. I don't even know what I could do. But here we go, we're going up to the drive-thru.
I can help you?
Yeah, just give me a second. Can I get a rodeo burger?
Anything else?
No thank you.
Hey, 137, second window.
Oh, 137, what a bitch. I don't mean that.
That's my money.
Yeah, it is your money.
Alright, so I know you have a boon pool too. Paul, what are you doing with that?
What I'm actually gonna do with the boon is I'm gonna go ahead and put it in there. That way, do they say first window or second window?
Shoot, we might have to hide the camera real quick. The second one, second window.
Okay. There you go. You're talking about what in there? Arrival. You know what that means. Excuse me, can I ask you a question? Do you think like this book is good at all? Like if you would read it?
Can't answer that.
You can't?
Nope, look, sign right there.
No. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Thank you. See? They actually are putting up laws that you cannot answer Jane Eyre. Do you hear me? They're actually putting up laws now that you cannot answer questions about Jane Eyre because the book sucks so much. I would continue to do this, but I think that they're on to me. The cops, they actually called my house a couple times. They're asking where your son is. That car is in the middle of the road for some reason. I think they just read the book Jane Eyre. That would be my assumption. As you can see from our trials, our errors, I think all in all, no one wants to read this book. It's crappy. That's all I have to say about this. I'm done.
Well, my senior level 1 class was complaining that everything that we read was really old. And so I brought it up a few hundred years and brought in Jane Eyre, which is something I've never done with my class before. Because I thought it would be interesting, and I think it is, though I think I may be the only one.
Okay, I read Jane Eyre, and I wanted to tell you, I am not going to tell you anything about the book because I really, for the sake of education, want you to read the book yourself. However, to say that it's not an interesting book, I take issue with because, one, a house gets burnt down. Gee, I wonder who burnt the house down. Somebody dies trying to save somebody as the house burns down. I wonder who it could be. Somebody tries to marry somebody, but they can't marry them as somebody shows up at the wedding to tell them that they can't marry them because they're already married to somebody else. Who could that be? And